Book of Heaven, Volume 11. 1st to the 25th of November 1912. Page 38 to 43. November 1, 1912. The thought of oneself impoverishes and degrades the soul. Only those who need something think about themselves. Those who live in the divine will are in the same condition as Jesus. Being very afflicted because of the privation of my adorable Jesus, I was praying and repairing for all. In extreme bitterness, I turned thought to myself and I said, "Have mercy on me, Jesus. Forgive this soul. Aren't your blood and your pains mine too? Are they perhaps less worthy for me?" While I was saying this, my adorable Jesus told me from my interior, "Ah, my daughter, why are you thinking about yourself? You are now going down, reducing yourself from owner to the miserable condition of one who asks. Poor daughter! By thinking of yourself you impoverish yourself, because in my will you are owner and you can take anything you want on your own. If there is anything to do in my will, it is to pray and to repair for others. And I, most sweet Jesus, you love so much that those who live in your will do not think about themselves, and you, do you think of yourself? What an inappropriate question. And Jesus, no, I do not think about myself. Those who need something think about themselves. I need nothing. I myself am the sanctity, the happiness, the immensity, the height and the depth. I lack nothing, nothing. My being contains all possible imaginable goods within itself. If any thought occupies me, it is the thought of mankind, which, in creating it, I made come out from myself, and which I want to come back to me. I place the souls who really want to do my will in this same condition, being one single thing with me. I make them the owners of my goods because there is no slavery in my will. What is mine is theirs. What I want, they want. Therefore, if one renders herself sensitive to some need, it means that she is not perfectly in my will or, at the most, she makes some dissents, just as you are doing right now, nothing less. Doesn't it seem strange to you that the one who formed one single thing, one single will, with me, asks me for mercy, pardon, blood, pains, when I made her owner together with me? I don't know what mercy or pardon to give her, since I gave her everything. At the most, I should forgive myself for some mistake, which can never be. Therefore, I recommend that you not leave my will, otherwise you would become poor and would feel the need for everything. November 2, 1912. One who wants to know herself must know herself in Jesus, and she will find her true image in him, as well as the image of the other, placing the whole of herself in the divine order. Continuing in my affliction, I was saying to myself, I no longer recognize myself. Sweet life of mine, where are you? What should I do to find you again? Without you, my love, I cannot find the beauty that embellishes me, the fortitude that strengthens me, the life that vivifies me. I lack everything, everything is death for me. Without you, life itself is more harrowing than any death. Ah, it is a continual death. Come, O Jesus, I cannot take it any more. O Supreme Light, come, don't make me wait any more. You let me feel the touch of your hands and then, as I try to grab you, you run away from me. You let me see your shadow, and as I try to look at the majesty in the shadow, the beauty of my Son Jesus, I lose both shadow and sun. Please, mercy. My heart is shredded, lacerated into pieces, I cannot live any more. Ah, if I could at least die. As I was saying this, my always adorable Jesus came and told me, my daughter, I am here, inside of you. If you want to recognize yourself, come into me, to recognize yourself inside of me. If you come to recognize yourself in me, you will put yourself in order, because in me you will find your image, made by me and similar to me. You will find everything that is needed to preserve and embellish this image. As you come to recognize yourself in me, you will also recognize your neighbor in me, and in seeing how I love you and the other, you will rise to the degree of true divine love. Everything, inside and outside of you, will take on the true order, divine order. But if you want to recognize yourself inside of yourself, first, you won't really recognize yourself because you will lack divine light. Second, you will find all things in disorder, clashing with themselves: misery, weakness, darkness, passions, and all the rest. You will find all these things in disorder, inside and outside of yourself, trying to make war not only with you, but also with themselves to see which one can hurt you the most. And you, imagine in what order they will put your neighbor toward yourself. Not only do I want you to recognize yourself in me, but, if you want to remember yourself, you must come and do it in me. Otherwise, if you try to remember yourself without me, you will do more harm than good. November 25, 1912. Jesus makes Luisa content, making her suffer without moving her from his most holy will. There are 2 stairways to heaven, one of wood, for those who take the path of virtue, and one of gold, for those who live in the divine will. This morning my always adorable Jesus, though he came in the usual way, seemed to me as if he was just passing through. He was anxious to see me again and to be with me in a familiar way. In seeing him so good, so sweet and benign, I forgot all about my troubles, my privations, and seeing him with a big thick crown of thorns, I told him, "Sweet love and my life, show me if you still love me. Remove this crown from around your head and place it on mine, with your own hands." Soon adorable Jesus removed it and pressed it on my head with his own hands. Oh, how happy I felt with the thorns of Jesus, sharp, yes, but sweet. He looked at me with loving tenderness and, feeling so tenderly observed, I bravely added, "Jesus, my heart, the thorns are not enough for me. To be certain that you love me as before, don't you also have the nails with which to nail me? Hurry, O Jesus, don't keep me in doubt, for the only doubt of not being always loved by you, gives me continual death. Pierce me." And he, "Dear daughter, I cannot find the nails, but in order to make you content, I will pierce you with a piece of iron." So he took my hands and ripped them open, very far, and then my feet. I suffered, yes, I felt as if I was swimming in a sea of pain, but also of love and sweetness. It seemed that Jesus could not remove his tender and loving gaze from me. Arranging me and covering me completely with his royal mantle, he told me, "My sweet daughter, cease now any doubt about my love for you. Even more, in order to give you courage, I tell you that no matter your state, or whether you see me concerned, or flashing by, or silent, remember that one single renewal of my thorns or nails to you will be enough to place us again in our loving closeness and intimacy, more than before. Therefore, be content, and I will continue with the scourges of the world." He told me other things, but the intensity of the pain does not allow me to remember them well. Then I remained alone again, without Jesus, and I poured myself out with my sweet Mama, crying and praying her to make Jesus come back. My Mama told me, "My sweet daughter, do not cry. You must thank Jesus for the way he behaves with you and for the grace he gives you, not allowing you to move away from his most holy will, in these times of chastisements. Greater grace he could not give you." After this, Jesus came back and, noticing that I had cried, told me, "Have you cried?" And I cried with Mama. I didn't cry with anyone else, and I did it because you were not here. Jesus took my hands in his hands, and it seemed that he was soothing my pains. Then he showed me 2 high stairways, from earth up to heaven. On one of them there were more people, very few on the other one. The one on which there were only few people was of solid gold, and it seemed that those few who were going up were other Jesuses. Each one of them was one Jesus. On the other one, which seemed to be made of wood, there were more people, and they could be distinguished and identified, almost all short and not very developed. Jesus told me, "My daughter, those who lived their lives in my life ascend on the golden stairs. I can say that they are my feet, my hands, my heart, the whole of myself. Just as you can see that they are another me, they are everything to me, and I am their life. Their actions are all of gold and of incalculable price, because they are divine. Nobody will ever be able to reach their height because they are my very life. Almost without anyone knowing them, because they are hidden within me. Only in heaven will they be perfectly known." On the wooden stairs there are more souls. These are the souls who walk along the way of the virtues, but not in union with my life and with the continuous connection of my will. Their actions are of wood, since only the union with me forms golden actions, therefore their price is minimal. These souls are short, almost scrawny, because many human purposes are mixed in with their good actions, and human purposes do not produce growth. They are known to everyone, because they are not hidden within me, but within themselves. Therefore, nobody covers them. They will not cause any surprise for heaven, since they were known also on earth. Therefore, my daughter, I want you completely in my life, with nothing in yours, and I entrust to you the ones you know and see, that they may keep themselves strong and constant on the stairway of my life. He pointed to me someone whom I know, and disappeared. May all be for his glory.